The most important people in your life are those you trust. Your experiences with people will either result in fear or bring you peace. Trust is not something you're born with. It is a cycle developed through trial and error. Our best lessons are usually learned from our worst experiences. In 1999, I worked in a barbershop in downtown Atlanta. It was about 15 male barbers, and I was the only female barber there. Overall, I had a decent relationship with everyone. The other barbers were even protective of me, especially on the weekends, because at any given time, there could be up to 150 men in the barbershop altogether. Being the only female barber was never a concern until the day my trust was broken. One bad experience with trust feels like rape, because when it is over, the residue of what you lost is forever present. On a Saturday morning, one of the barbers approached me with an issue that had taken place at his home, which was a few miles outside of Atlanta. He said that his sister had just called and said their mother had fallen ill. She was very sick. He said if he could use my car, that would be very helpful because he could get there quicker. So, without giving it any thought, I handed him my car keys. He thanked me and assured me that he would return within an hour. I took note of the time, and it was around about 8:30. Your mind is truly an asset to you. It works even when you're not aware of the information that it's storing. Around 11:30, a switch clicked in my head. 3 hours had passed, and I hadn't received a word on the conditions of his mother or where he was. I immediately grabbed my cell phone to see if he had called, and he hadn't. Trust is powerful. It is directed by memories and experiences. And in my experience, when a person takes your kindness for a weakness, the only good thing that can come from it is to never, ever allow it to happen again. You use me once, shame on you. You use me twice, shame on me. I called his cell phone for hours. I called his girlfriend and eventually asked one of the barbershop owners for his sister's cell phone number. Interesting. I found out, and I was also told, that he didn't have a sister. My heart sank, and I became filled with rage. 6 hours had passed, and I still hadn't heard from him. I felt used and embarrassed, not because I trusted him, but because everyone else knew that I trusted him. Each time someone breaks your trust, it ignites a unique pain that burns in the center of your heart. It feels like piranhas eating the inside of your soul. It takes an innocent piece of you that can never, ever be replaced. The only good thing that can come out of it is to use the scars that is left as a lesson learned. 12 hours later, he walks into the barbershop and apologizes to me for not calling me. Looking into his eyes gave me all the answers that I needed. He was a thief. He stole my car, my trust, and my peace. Little did he realize that I was not the only victim in this scenario. He was too. A victim is a person who is tricked, swindled, or taken advantage of. When one decides to mistreat, lie, or harm another person for no known reason or for any reason, that person has been tricked into thinking that they are superior to the person that they're harming. Perhaps they have been swindled by their own lust and insecurities that evolved from years of being selfish. It gives one a false sense of empowerment to manipulate others. When he put my car keys in my hand, the situation ended for me, but not for him. As human beings, we have power over our choices, but not our consequences. I have no hard feelings towards him. He taught me a lesson that I will never forget. Trust is taught, and when broken, it feels like hot vomit in your stomach. When respected, it gives you that ultimate feeling of peace. As you get older, trust evolves. You're exposed to different people, their feelings, their attitudes, and their personalities. One of the most important things that I've learned is that when someone shows you who they are, don't try to dress them up to be something they're not. Follow your instincts, listen to your intuitions, because you're probably right. It is okay to trust yourself first. Many times you've heard, or I'm sure you may hear, the metaphor that someone has put up walls. At a construction site, there are signs, cones, and barriers that are in place to prevent someone from harming themselves. So for some, walls are built to avoid the impact of the crane. But there must be balance between not trusting one person and not trusting everyone. I have found it to be helpful to always allow yourself some time to think about the situation before you answer. Don't take a plunge, because you can't dive and catch yourself at the same time. Trust is mutual, but it must be earned.